Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a tier 10 game in my Halland, going over the matchmaking threats to my ship, the enemy Graf Zeppelin, Alaska Donskoy, and the DD Summer Shimakaze and Ostergotland. Those of you that have been watching my videos for a while, you've been probably have noticed that I've been having some FPS issues, and I finally just got fed up, deleted the client, reinstalled it, and this is the first replay off the new client. You're actually going to see me making some corrections to the game settings here shortly. But right now, was looking at it, the FPS look about ideal where they normally were for previous videos. So basically, you're gonna see me actually. I'm looking right now, and I was trying to get things set up, and all the controls are messed up. Nothing actually transferred over when I went to do the settings. So this isn't some next level destroyer tactics. I'm literally stopped right now and reversing because I'm inside the settings menu, changing the stuff that I've changed from the vanilla client. So for those that don't know, I've changed my AA controls to my left shift key and the space bar. Left shift key for AA on and off, and the space bar for focusing my AA. Thoughts being, I wasn't using those buttons for anything, and I wanted buttons more easily accessible when I'm, dodging and doing what I need to do under stress than the P and O key that is the vanilla client. I also I use the binocular mode and the X key to lock onto targets. They're all buttons on my mouse that I've got set up that makes things pretty convenient. So those are really, I think, the only kind of specialized controls that I have on at least how I have the game set up. So getting back into the game, this is kind of an altered build than what you're used to seeing. Had respec this captain to play clan battles with Halland. I'm merking with a new clan right now since Cuters didn't really seem interested in playing clan battles this season. So just hopped in with a new clan and get some games in with those guys. Now here I was pushing up because I've got some support, and I'm not really seeing anything around the cap, so this is one of those times that I'm actually going to step on the cap. The enemy Graf Zeppelin is not a threat to my ship. This ship is kind of disgusting what it can do AA wise to enemy CVs. Now notice I didn't just go into the cap and then turn broadside, letting that DD know, hey, there's a DD on the cap. I completed my turn outside the cap, and then started reversing in and really getting my angle down. And there's the Ostergotland pushing in. He's got a bit of an advantage here using both of his guns. I was just getting my guns back on target, but I've got both my guns on target now. I do pop my repair, just trying to keep my HP up in the middle of this engagement. And at this distance, I'm noticing I'm getting help from the Seattle, and I am also I'm starting to outtrade the guys. So he needs to disengage. So I'm just taking the last couple shots to try to dish out as much damage as I can. And then I'm just going to kite away because it's very possible that he's going to flood this area with torpedoes, and I don't want to be anywhere around it because these torpedoes are fast and sneaky, and really the only weak side to these torpedoes would be that they don't have a lot of alpha. But, you know, hitting a DD for 10k, that's still a sizable amount of damage to a DD, and I have no interest in wanting to eat one of these torpedoes. So I'm just going to reposition up here. This engagement's pretty much let me know that this Ostergotland has no support, and that's just going to make things a little easier if I have to run into this guy to fight for B-cap again. Just looking here to get torps off. Don't want to run aground trying to get the torps off too early. Just looking, seeing where things are going. There's a bunch of ships back in here, so I'm just throwing some just kind of aerial denial torpedoes right in through here. Try to see if I can catch anything that's gonna come around through this gap, and just gonna keep flipping B. The CV, Graf Zeppelin, its planes just don't have the HP really to do anything to this destroyer if you've got defensive fire available. Some of my testing there, I can just, you know, press the I win button and just swat an entire squad of rocket planes out of the sky, and I kind of get confused sometimes with wargaming, because I thought they were saying that no-fly zones were a bad thing, and that was one of the reasons that why RTS CVs was bad, is that level of AA made it frustrating on the CVs. And I mean, here we are again. You know, destroyers being one of the sneakiest classes in the game. If I play my cards right, I let an enemy DD or enemy CV sneak into me and surface spot me, he's not going to get very many of those planes back before I wipe the squadron, if unless he recalls, you know, ASAP. He's going to lose a significant number of his planes. These torpedoes probably should have waited a little bit longer, see if I was going to spot these guys. I saw the smoke here, was just looking to get some torpedoes out in this area. Now, take a look at the mini-map. I'm just going to pause it for a second, give you a rundown on what I'm thinking. Right now we've got control of A and B. The enemy team doesn't have a cap. They do have a ship advantage. I am worried about what I'm seeing on C-cap. My Seattle, my Brindisi, they're all kiting away. My Jean Bart, he's kind of dug in, making this last stand here. It doesn't bode well for him. You know, there's a Shimakaze out there, an FDG, a Richelieu, and you know, a Shimakaze, as well as an Alaska. There's a lot of firepower over here, and it's going to get lonely quick for this guy. So a couple things. I just want to get up here. I want to get my torpedoes into the action. I don't need to step on the cap. We've got plenty of cap points ticking in, even with the extra ship down. You know, we're still ahead on points, and you know, I can be in this position here, just managing points. You know, I'm right near a cap. If need be, I can step on the cap and generate, you know, cap points. Say the enemy team caps it, I can cut those points off. I'm in a position where I can influence the game via cap points if I need to. But really what my team needs is they need DPM going out. And one of the issues that I see with the European DD line is, yes, you've got fast torpedo reload. The issue that I have is you've got to constantly be in good torpedo position in order to be effective. You need to be landing torpedoes. Now this is pretty good torpedo position where I'm at here. All these guys want to push across the cap. I've got, you know, broadside shots into all of these guys. So this is good torpedo positioning. Here, just trying to draw some fire off this FDG. He's pushing into my my Jean Bart. You can see he repaired the fires that we set. So I just want to reverse around and get back in and try to help this Jean Bart out. I don't want to launch my torpedoes because this FDG he's not going to live long. He just spot the torpedoes, that kind of thing. So just coming around here, and it's looking to me like there's somebody on cap because the cap's not being fully reset with this FDG, and you can see, yep, somebody's still on the cap. I'm taking a look, kind of trying to judge where I thought that somebody would be, and RPF, it was close. I was thinking that a DD would have actually pushed up more than still be trying to hide behind that section of the island, but I'd already torped before I saw the smoke, so can't really recall the torpedoes. I'm just going to take some shots here and try to see if I can get any sort of resets. Wasn't really thinking too clearly because you could clearly see that he left that smoke as he drove up into the northern part of the cap. Do get a good spot there on the, however the hell you say that Italian cruiser. I always feel like I have mud in my mouth when I'm trying to pronounce it. The Tier 8 Italian cruiser will make it sound professional that way. But just gonna slip back over here, try to get back in position on these battleships over here. My CV is gonna come through with a really good spot here in a minute. On the Shimakaze and the Albemarle, whatever it is. But I'm looking at the Rich, I'm looking at the Iowa, and I'm targeting the Iowa right now. This is just a lovely replay bug. I'm kind of threading the needle here. This Iowa's pursuing all of these cruisers, and I'm seeing an opportunity to catch this Iowa with these torpedoes through here. There's that spot my CV picked up on the DD. The DD's up north. I'm gonna go on ahead, step on the cap. I can see that I'm not gonna get all of these mini torps on this Iowa. I do score 2 torp hits. It makes me think that his damage control's down because one of them hit. It appeared in the stern, and that would that generally would cause a flooding. So I am going to start opening fire on this Iowa. Again, just trying to pull attention off my team. I thought this Iowa was going to continue this turn and shoot me, but when I see his gun still locked back, I'm just going to step out and just keep shooting this guy. Again, just like my small end video, if nobody's going to shoot me, well, I'm just going to keep shooting you. See the Rich just backing up. I'm dropping just one set of torps there. I'm doing that because I kind of was expecting this guy to accelerate forward. Shimakaze's come back. I don't want to take this engagement. I'm just going to disengage, just drive south through the cap. Now, the status on the minimap has kind of changed a bit. We've lost A cap, so stepping on C cap, a little more important now. It at least stops the enemy team from getting points ticking in their favor, as you know, as often as they otherwise could have. I'm limiting their points intake, stalling the points gain out. Ship wise, Yeah, we're equal right now, but that can shift rather quickly. I've got a Smolin that, to me appears pretty isolated up there, and it's looking to me like ACAP is pretty much a rout right now. So I am just going to try to scoop up CCAP, do what I can to help these cruisers with these battleships here, and kind of go from there. By not shooting at the Shimakaze, I do get undetected here. I see the Rich accelerating right there. He's a fast battleship, so I go on ahead and try to lead him with a set of torpedoes. Dodge the torpedoes. Now I'm looking. This flooding, this guy's now not moving nearly as quick as what I thought. So I'm just going to start shooting this guy. You can see he just damage controlled. And, want to take this guy under fire, get him moving, and get him going back into those torpedoes. And was able to catch him with a torpedo in the bow. That gives me an unrepairable flood. Trying to follow this up with some fires. I know I'm going to get reset here with the secondaries, maybe the Shimakaze. There's a lot of things, few things that can shoot me. But it's more important, in my opinion, to keep that damage and that pressure out on the battleship that's chasing all of these cruisers than it is to actually get the cap, a couple dozen seconds ahead of time. We've still got, about a 300-point lead here. Now, I'm just coming in here for an island ambush. I know this guy knows where I'm, knows that I'm here. I am dropping one at the indicator. I'm basically just trying to bait this guy into turning, and I'm just watching the indicators. Now, something to discuss about with this DD, the lack of alpha.
Powering off. Powering on. Mic on.
Thanks,
Charging
Janet.
battery.
Thanks, Janet. You're slacking on the job. Didn't let me know that I had a low battery. Anyway, train of thought. So these torpedoes on this battleship, the alpha issue. If this battleship was full HP, I wouldn't make this play. Right here, I'm relying on these torpedoes to make this guy dodge, and then I'm gonna torp whichever way this guy goes to dodge, and I'll have plenty alpha left in the 5 torpedoes to kill him. These torpedoes have excellent dispersion, and even at these ranges, you're going to land multiple hits. Now, if this guy was full HP, I don't think that I would make this play, because the alpha on the torpedoes, when it's so low, then you factor in the torpedo belt, it can be very low damage. For example, if this was a Yamato, I'd be doing roughly 5,000 damage per torpedo. 5,000 times 10, 50,000 damage to a Yamato. He's still got plenty in the tank to come and kill you. So these DDs, because they don't have that ability to just erase high HP targets like a lot of other torpedo boats do, you don't have nearly as much holding capacity. So you need to be careful when you're, trying to hold these island positions, things like that, because things may decide, you know what, I'm just going to take the hits and come around the corner and kill you. And if that happens, you've got to have, a pretty good plan on where you're going. I'm just dropping those torps expecting that guy to slow down, but he just straight lines it, and those 3 are enough. And now I'm just going to slam on the brakes, because B-cap's being flipped, and I am needed back over here right now. So just some things to think about with the low alpha on the Halland torpedoes. The quick reload can do a lot of things for you, but that alpha can the lack of alpha can hurt you and leave you in some awkward situations if you play it like, for example, a Japanese destroyer. So just calling target, trying to get this Italian cruiser focused down. He's not really somebody that I want to have shoot at me a lot. But I'm content with him just being spotting damage for me. He has popped his repair party. And at this stage of the game, Shimakaze gets spotted. And at this point I know that this game's pretty much over. I'm chasing damage. And I'm just looking to try to get any sort of damage that I can out of this. So I'm actually gonna see if I can ambush this Italian cruiser. Was expecting this guy to turn out right here. That's why I'm launching those torpedoes so far off, because I've got a Brindisi and a Seattle. I was expecting this guy to really turn out and just start kiting, but for some reason he's still holding his course. So now I'm looking down the islands. I'm making sure I'm not going to run aground, because this guy's pretty fast, and at this angle it's going to be pretty close, because I can't turn directly away and run from him because of the island. So at this point this guy still hasn't shot, so I don't know if he's AFK. That's what I was thinking, that he was AFK, and then just when I decided that I was going to shoot, the guy turned his guns. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a bot or whatever. But at this point I've just made the determination. I've got enough HP. I'm just going to make the attempt to gun this guy down. Maybe I can get the kill. But my Martel is able to pick that kill up. So from here on out, pretty slow game. Dodged the torpedoes. But I am sneaking around. I really want to pick a fight with this Shimakaze. He's a lot of XP if I can catch him. And I kind of think with his position here that he's setting up for a torpedo attack on my Georgia. So I'm thinking that with as fast as the Shima is, that he's gonna try to fall back, you know, over here. So I'm actually gonna step on the cap, make him think that I'm in the cap, wait till the Martel's in, and then I'm gonna try to duck around the cap, see if I can catch him on this end of the island. Again, just looking at RPF where he's at. Wasn't really anticipating that this guy, he's just going to completely bug out of here. You see me, I am pinging the map for my CV, letting him know, hey, RPF is in, you know, this sort of direction right there. Start slowing this up because this game's going to end on running out of time shortly. And Shimakaze smokes up. I mean, I don't know. I would have tried to get some torpedoes off on these guys, but, you know, it's just the way it goes, I guess. Maybe he didn't have torpedoes, I don't know. But just throwing some shots out there. Maybe that Shimakaze's, you know, stopped in smoke. At the end of the day, he just kind of ran off, and that ended the game. I will have another Halland video that I'm going to be uploading shortly with this video that'll drop probably a few days after this one, that going to get into some of the issues with the guns on the Halland, particularly shooting CVs, things like that. So anyway, this was a Halland game. I know there's been a lot of people asking about the game. I didn't want to post anything until I actually had a video that wasn't painful for you guys to actually watch with FPS issues, that kind of thing. Um, Let me know how the video quality was, the audio. Um, I've kind of went back through and re-recorded this because the sound was the end game sound was just too loud. So let me know if the game was too loud, too quiet. Try to help me get this dialed back in. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good night. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will talk to you later.